Hey everybody, my name is Alan, and I wanted to make this YouTube video to kind of just explain who I am, what you can expect on this YouTube channel, and I'm just gonna make it. I'm not gonna edit it. I'm gonna put some auto captions on, and you might see some typos. Not my fault. It's AI. It's the world we live in now. But I'm Alan the Realtor. I've been a real estate agent here in Bowling Green, Kentucky for 5 or 6 years now. I got licensed in December of 2020. But before I even jump into that, I just want to kind of say a little bit more about myself. As you can see, I didn't write a script, so this is just off the top, and it's talking about myself, so it should be easy. I'm 26 years old. I'm born and raised here in Bowling Green. My family immigrated from Bosnia in the 90s, and a few years later, I was born, and I grew up here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I English is my second language. I was in college when I started getting into real estate. I used to work at a country club here in town at the Old Stone Country Club. I was doing turf maintenance. So I was going to school and I was working anywhere from 20 to 30 hours during the semester. And I was doing it since I was 18. And then right before my junior year started, we were, uh, me and the guy I was working with, we were on these little gators, golf cart thingies, and we were driving around and saw these real estate signs. And he said something about being a realtor in real estate. And by that time, I didn't really know what I wanted to do in my life. I was going to college, finished my first 2 years, so I finished all my gen eds, and I was doing marketing sales, and I did an internship prior, and the internship I just didn't like marketing at all. So I started looking into real estate, and I was interested in it, and I emailed a bunch of people, and none of them responded. Typical realtors didn't answer their phones or respond to my text, and I was 20 years old at the time, and I emailed a guy, and he emailed me back, and I met him at the house that he was selling actually in that country club neighborhood, and it went good. Me and him talked, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try and get my real estate license. I'm gonna take a semester off, maybe, but then I was like, maybe not. This was during the summer of 2020, and I figured, you know what, I'll get into my junior year, start doing that. So I started just a semester of my junior year, and I was taking my real estate classes, and it was during COVID, and I didn't know anything about real estate whatsoever. And I started, and right when the semester ended, I got done with my licensing and everything, and I decided then, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and try it, not knowing that, the start of 2021, the market we were going to go into. I didn't know historic low rates. I didn't know it was a great time to be a realtor. I genuinely didn't know anything about that stuff. So I went ahead, got licensed, and I joined a team, a residential real estate team, and it was going really smooth. Because in my first 2 weeks, I got my first house under contract from a buddy I knew. It kind of just worked out perfectly. He was looking to buy a house. I got licensed, and he was working with another realtor that at the time, a great realtor here in town. And I ended up taking the client, not knowing much, and we went under contract, and I didn't really know what I was doing. And the plan was to go back to school in the fall. It really was. And I kind of just had a knack for it because I realized I was actually helping people. And that's the satisfaction I got from being in real estate, was knowing I could assist people, I could help them, I could make them really, really happy, I could make them smile. And that's why I started doing it. And then 7 months in, 8 months in, right before the fall semester started, which would have been my second junior year semester because I took that gap, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna stick with real estate. I went to Western Kentucky. It's here in Bowling Green. It's a local college, and I figured, you're not gonna always go back to WKU, Western Kentucky University. And I went ahead, and it was great. My first year was awesome. I sold 15 or 16 homes, and I just loved it. And then That was the end of 2021. It was great. The end of 2020, and then the start of 2022, I realized, all year I was just listening around, driving around, listening to podcasts about real estate, learning how to be good at it, learning uh, about investments, and that's something that kind of really stuck out to me was real estate investments. And I had a buddy at the time, I was always asking, like, man, how's it going for you? And he was like, it's going okay. And I saw he only did one deal. He did commercial real estate, and he sold a $11 million apartment complex at the time. And I was like, whoa, imagine selling that type of stuff. So in 2022, I switched over and I joined him, and I went ahead to learn commercial real estate. I just left behind the residential. I was like, let me learn this. And the guy he was working for, I worked for an amazing residential realtor. He was working for the best commercial realtor. Uh, Shout out Wes if you ever see this. I decided, you know what? I'm going to try commercial real estate. And I stuck around from January of 2022 till August of 2022. And I realized I learned a lot. I learned so much about investing and rent rolls and P&Ls, and it benefited me later. I just didn't know that yet. And I wasn't really selling much because I kind of just turned my back to the residential. But during that time, I realized and I learned what I really love is the interaction of people. I love meeting people and talking to people and getting to know them and helping them out. And then I kind of noticed my niche was with first time home buyers, explaining the entire process of purchasing a home. And now I do that 3 or 4 times a week where I go ahead and explain the buying process to people. And August of 2022, I went back to residential and I learned all this commercial, which I didn't know yet, but it was going to benefit me. And it felt like I picked up right where I left off with the residential stuff. I continued selling homes to people, and 8 months of not selling anything, my numbers weren't great. I think I had 11 or 12 transactions in 22. But in 2023, when the market was tough, when the interest rates went up, 7-8%, and a lot of people started getting out of it, is when I started to thrive into it. And in 2023, I started selling residential, and then I started also, finally, I knew what I was talking about on the commercial side. I just didn't have the opportunities. I started selling some commercial stuff too. I sold a bar and restaurant. I listed 2 car lots, I believe. And I helped the owner with one of those. And then I sold a good bit of houses, and I did 36 transactions. And I was sky high. Everything was going great. Pretty much having 3 closings a month, which is amazing. Real estate's hard. They say, I think it's like 86% of people quit within 5 years. Or, yeah, I think 90% quit within their first 5 years, 80% quit within their first 2 years. So, I did great in 2021, 22. I learned a lot, which wasn't a wasted year. 23, I finally put it all together, and I had a great year in 2023. And 2024, unfortunately, I took some time off. I had some family issues. I had to take care of my mother. And so I kind of just put family first, which is, I'm a very family oriented person. And it's just something I just love. I love my family. I treat my clients like family, but I love my family. I wanted to help my mother out. So I took some time off. And then last year, I had a career year. 2025 was a great year. I ended up selling 11 million in real estate. I helped out buyers. I sold some big apartment complexes. I helped out. I sold some office spaces, and I helped a lot of first-time home buyers purchase homes, get into the market. And this year has been amazing, to say the least. It's been great so far this year. Also, I have um, I've sold every single month. I started off the year selling a great house. That was 700,000. I've sold some fourplexes. I got a duplex pending. I got 6 deals under contract currently from the time, 6 homes under contract, all residential homes. And I decided I want more out of my business. I said, and it's more because I want to help people, more because that feeling at closing day that people get is amazing. Again, I don't have a script or anything written here. My laptop's closed. I don't have. I'm just kind of talking out loud here to you guys, which I'm gonna do a lot with that. I upload a lot of shorts on this YouTube channel that are edited. But then I'll upload. I plan on doing a lot of house tours, showing you guys Bowling Green, Kentucky, doing some educational stuff. Because if I can help somebody that's 20 states away that's not in Bowling Green, Kentucky, that's great too. But yeah, it's been great. The reviews I get, the true text I get. I got a text the other day. I posted on my Instagram. Make sure to follow me, AlenTheRealtor, same as the YouTube. Uh, Shameless plug. I had a text from a client. I sold them a house last year, and they texted me and they said, I just want you to know we still love this house. And they mentioned their daughter is friends in the neighborhood. They love the neighborhood, and stuff like that genuinely makes me feel happy. And I love helping people. So what I ask is if anybody ever is considering Bowling Green, Kentucky, or interested in any of the homes I post, I want to bring you in. I want to help, I guess is the best way to say that, really. Whether it's buying or selling a home in Bowling Green, Kentucky, I would love to be a resource. I would love to assist you best I can. And when I got into real estate, I'll be honest, that's not the reason I thought I was going to do it. There's hundreds of other jobs out there. I thought, I get to make my own schedule. That's the biggest lie they tell you about real estate. My schedule is made by the individuals. You can ask my fiance. A lot of which I just got engaged just recently too. So a lot of the times I come home late at night, and my busiest times are the weekends because when can people see homes after they get off work after 5 o'clock? So that's when I'm the busiest. But I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. So that's the story of Alan the Realtor. As far as what you guys can expect on this YouTube channel, a lot of home tours, unedited. I'm not going to do those crazy transitions and zoom ins with music in the background. I'll do that occasionally on my listings, of course, because clients pay me to sell their house. But I'm going to give you just unedited walkthroughs of properties. I'm going to give you information to help people out. A lot of my shorter stuff, like 3 things first time homebuyers regret, which is a video I just filmed. Those are going to be uploaded in my shorts because they're under a minute. But everything else that's longer, that's more person to person, more intimate, I guess, weird way to say it, with the viewers, is going to be posted here on YouTube in my long formats. But if you guys have any questions, if there's anything I can ever assist you with, if you want to see specific things, feel free to comment. I'll be more than happy to post it, make a video about it. It doesn't hurt me at all. So if you ever need a realtor in Bowling Green, Kentucky, always feel free to reach out to me. Thank you, guys.